As a bankruptcy firm, Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling realizes many people are worried about their finances. We're here to guide you through the next steps to restart your life with easy video appointments. New clients don't have to leave home to get information about becoming debt-free. Also, convenient in-office appointments are available at the low cost of $340 upfront for a Chapter 13. You can be on your way to being debt-free. Contact Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling today or visit our website at mcdebtfree.com. We are here to help you.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather This Morning. I'm meteorologist Maggie McCauley. Thanks as always for trusting us and tuning in with us here on your Wednesday morning at 6:30, bright and early. Y'all ready to hear what's new with the weather this weekend? Well, I'll let you know in the next few minutes. Let's get you out the door this morning first. Here's a few things you do need to know, and some of that does include the weekend and next week. Number one thing is a winter storm watch is in place for a portion of our counties going into the weekend. We'll talk about who exactly is in place for that and what exactly that means as well coming up in the next few seconds. Another thing is rain is moving in today. So I am going to track out the rain for you, the showers that are going to be impacting you today before we get into that all-important weekend forecast. Another thing that we're keeping our close eye on, along with the potential for snow and ice, is just how cold it's going to be. It is going to be dangerously cold into the weekend. We have continued to trend our numbers down going over the last few forecast updates. I update the forecast in the morning. Gabe and Matt update it in the evening, and going back and forth between us, we have continued to trend those numbers down going into your weekend. So dangerous cold isn't something to breeze by as well. Here's a look at your current alerts. Again, this is a winter storm watch in effect for some of our counties. This starts at noon on your Friday. So this isn't in place right now. It goes into effect on noon on Friday, and then it goes into Sunday at 6 p.m. This is for Coahoma, Quitman, Tallahatchie. You can see those counties listed there, all the ones in blue: Calhoun, Chickasaw, Monroe, Lamar, and those sitting up to the north of that. That is under that winter storm watch. What does that mean? That means the National Weather Service thinks there's a good likelihood of these counties seeing anywhere between over 2 inches of snow accumulation or over 1/4 of an inch of sleet or ice accumulation. So that's what that means for those counties. We know that the counties further north do have a better likelihood of seeing greater impacts, especially in terms of snow, but we'll get into what the models are looking like this morning. I want to show you this first. I know everybody wants to know what's going on this weekend. I want to show you what's going to go on the next really 24 hours to 48 hours before we get into that all-important weekend forecast. And one of those things is rain out there this morning. This is Mississippi Live Mama Justice radar, and we're tracking some rain for some of us. Now, I'm going to zoom out. Most of us not dealing with rain this morning. I think most of us, like I said yesterday, are going to get from point A to point B this morning with no hiccups or hesitation. However, if you are further off to the west, closer to the Mississippi River, yeah, we're dealing with some rain this morning. Portions of Quitman, Coahoma, Panola County out there this morning dealing with some light rainfall. You can see that just to the north of Marks, Mississippi as well. A few showers trying to creep into places like DeSoto County and Marshall County. So if you are traveling along 22 this morning as well, going to be impacting you, maybe some light rain out there, but nothing too impactful just yet. We'll see greater chances of rain coming into play as we head later on in the day. Here's a live look over in Crenshaw, though, closer to that rainfall. You can see a lot of clouds out there this morning. Temperature's not as cold there in the 40s due to all of that cloud cover into play. So definitely warmer there. Take a look in Batesville, same story closer. Again, that's Panola County to all of that rain. Lots of clouds in there this morning and temperatures in the 40s. Not everybody in the 40s, though. Take a look at this. Some of us were even in the 20s this morning and have warmed up just a little bit. A lot of us in the 30s now, but 40s the further west out you go. So 40 in Water Valley, 41 in Grenada, 42 in Clarksdale, 44 in Cleveland. Further east that you go, 30s are still the story, 34 in Tupelo, 35 Booneville, 31 Vernon, 32 down in Columbus. So 40s and 30s, depending on where you are today. Let's talk about your first 12 hours ahead. Rain chances will increase through your day ahead. We're talking about temperatures in the 40s and 50s this afternoon with rain likely throughout your afternoon and your evening hours. Now, this is just plain rain. Okay, we're not looking at anything different. Temperatures are well above freezing today for that rainfall to come in. So not impactful in terms of winter precip today. But rain chances do increase into your afternoon and evening. So if you got any plans afternoon, I'd encourage you to make sure you have the rain gear handy. Here's an overall look of what's ongoing at Mississippi Live satellite and radar. Big view of what's ongoing. Cold front extending from Chicago all the way into Dallas, bringing rain along with it. You can see a little bit of mixed precipitation well off to our north in the Missouri Boot Hill up into Kentucky. Again, we're just looking at rain. Let me take you day by day of what things are about to look like as we round out your work week. Cold front's going to come in today, bringing rain more likely into your afternoon and evening for a majority of us. So again, pack the rain gear out there. This is going to sweep through, but still linger into the overnight hours. So 9, 10 o'clock, still seeing rain for a lot of northeast Mississippi. Going into your Thursday, a lot of these showers could hang around, especially in the southern half of our region. So still have rain chances out there for your Thursday, but a lot of the day actually looks to remain dry. And now we pick it up at Friday. Friday's that all-important day we're watching, right, for this to all begin, start, unfold. This is Friday at 8:30. I want to encourage you that this is most likely going to be starting as rain. Temperatures are going to be above freezing on Friday and then start to fall. So likely as this pushes in early on your Friday morning, not as anything but rain. However, the further on we get in the evening hours, this is at 5:30, that's when we start to see that switch over. That's when we start to see temperatures plummet and the potential for some wintry mix to enter North Mississippi. And we know that's going to be continuing into your overnight hours and then also into your evening hours. We've been just paying attention. We've moved into the consistency realm as confidence does increase or decrease. The setup has been making sense. Here's where we're at now in our winter forecast timeline. We are 2 to 3 days out. We are continuing to prepare forecasts for you. Now, I'm going to give you a forecast today, of course. We're going to talk about what models are looking like, how things have changed, what our general thoughts are on coverage and all of that. But one thing is we are still honing in on what precip type everybody's going to be getting and the overall location and totals. Now, I've seen a lot of chit chat on social media about totals, and maybe you have too. But here's the thing, models have kind of come in a little different this morning in terms of who's going to be getting what type of precipitation. So even if I told you what I thought was going to happen with totals yesterday, coming in with a little bit of a different story this morning. So that's why we haven't necessarily showed you overall totals, because things can and will change going over the next few days. We are starting to get higher resolution data in, and that's when we're going to be more comfortable giving you totals. Over the next few days, we're also going to be representing a call to action out there for you, identifying again specifics on exact timing, location, overall threats. We're going to go over our threats in the next few minutes as well, but just making sure that you are prepared. And we've really been doing that over the last few days. We'll continue to do it over the next few days because there's so much encompassed in this weather event, right? It's not just, will I get snow and how much will it be? Do I have to go to work on Monday or school? Which is a lot of the questions that, again, I've been texted and asked. But another thing is just making sure that you, your home, your family, and your pets are prepared for this event that's about to unfold into the weekend. So that's something that, again, we're going to continue to really push out there. Coming up next, we'll talk about what models are looking like for the weekend this morning. Again, I told you things have changed and not necessarily for the better in terms of snowfall. That's all I'm going to say for now. So you'll have to tune in. Coming up next, we'll go over what models are looking like this morning. And of course, a full look at your 7-day forecast is also coming up right after this break.
When choosing a dentist for our family, Tupelo Smiles was the answer for us. They greet us with warm smiles right when we walk in the door, and they make us feel so welcome. We love Tupelo Smiles.
Look at Wanda, ready to rock her big presentation. But first, lunch. Sweet Pepper's Deli. Delicious, celebratory, but is it quick? The Cobb salad. Tender oven roasted chicken, topped with cheese. Prepared, plated, and served in 6 minutes? Is this for real? Well, of course. Well done, Wanda. Sweet Pepper's Deli. Yes, ma'am. Life is sweet.
When you've been injured, don't settle for a lawyer who doesn't even know where you live. Call Langston and Lott. Local lawyers, personal service, real results.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggie McCauley.
Hey, good morning, and welcome in to Mississippi Live Weather this morning. Thanks as always for tuning in. I'm meteorologist Maggie McCauley, here to bring you everything you need to know this morning and also going into the weekend. We're live from the Room to Room Weather Center. Here's a live look outside. Let's get you out the door this morning before we get into that all-important weekend forecast. This live look down in Oxabee County, Macon, Mississippi. Lots of clouds in there. Temperatures in the upper 30s out there this morning. Overall, here's a live look in Amory. Still kind of the same story out there this morning with clouds flooding in. Rainfall out there this morning. I want to show you radar before we do move on. Our Mama Justice radar out there this morning. Seeing some showers trying to cross over the Mississippi River. But here's the thing. Most of us, you can see back into northeast Mississippi, Lafayette County, Bruce, Eupora, Aberdeen, Lee County, up into Corinth, all dry this morning. You have to go way far out to the north and west to get any type of precipitation again. But it is crossing over for some of our counties, Quitman and Panola County, a few portions of DeSoto and Marshall County getting in on that as well. This is going to continue to move in as we head over the next few hours, especially as we head further into your day. Airport delays this morning, not tracking any, so that's some good news out there, even for folks who are dealing with more of that rain over in Little Rock Airport, Memphis International, Atlanta. You know, anybody hitting the skies this morning, they are good to go in our airport delays out there. So that is some good news. Your school bus forecast, you're taking the kiddos off to school. A lot of us in the 30s already this morning. We were seeing a few 20s out there over the past hour. Most of us has warmed up into the 30s. About a 10% chance of rain. I think, again, you and the kiddos are good as you're taking them off to school. However, picking them up, a different story. Probably going to need the rain gear then, with temperatures near 50, and most of us going to be topping off in the low 50s out there today. Here's a look at that rainfall today. Again, we're going to get through this, and then we'll talk about this weekend. Rain showers likely as we had noon and on, especially for northwest Mississippi, continuing to push into northeast Mississippi as we head around lunchtime, fully encompass the area as we head into the afternoon and evening. Going into the evening, northwest Mississippi gets a break, and it's more of northeast Mississippi that's going to be dealing with those showers around dinner time and on. These are going to continue even into the later evening hours and then into your Thursday as well, mainly in areas south of 82. I think I'm still going to be tracking out a few showers out there for your Thursday morning if you're continuing to wake up with us. But a majority of us look to stay dry. Again, this is mainly our southern counties, Golden Triangle region, and south of that does get in on that rain out there for your Thursday, and a lot of cloud cover nonetheless. Now I'm going to advance this, and we're going to go to Friday, and we're all going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to show you what models are looking like this morning. Let's go into your Friday, shall we? So this is Thursday. Let's shift into Friday. As I said before, things are looking to start as rain. Temperatures on Friday are not going to be below freezing all day long. We're going to see them slowly drop below freezing throughout the day ahead. So the rain you get on Friday morning, don't go into panic mode. It's just going to be plain rain, especially further south that you go. Going throughout the evening, though, that's when things do start to become a little bit more messy. That's why I encourage you, if you got any plans on Friday, kiddos are going to school on Friday, when you get home, know where you're going to be and stay there for the evening. Because once this moves in, it is going to be sticking around for the long haul. It's going to be sticking around for all day on your Saturday. So let's take it a little bit broader of a view, because I want to show you what models are looking like this morning. This is our strike model. That can be overly aggressive, to say the least. It also can just be a little bit too much in terms of what precipitation type it's looking at. Here's the thing, though. It gives us an early look at a higher resolution model that is matching our lower resolution models that we've been showing you over the past few days. So I'm going to give you a look at it, and we'll kind of analyze it together. As we go throughout your Friday evening, things are looking to slide in. That mixed precipitation likely, especially into northwest Mississippi. This is going to continue to make its way in overnight and throughout your Saturday. You can see, though, those oranges and those greens coming up for places like southern half of our area, Golden Triangle region, Birmingham, Huntsville. As this moves in, we've continually been watching what's called a warm layer aloft that will melt things down before they hit the ground. That's what's happening here. We're watching just how north that warm layer is going to be getting. Now, this models and the models this morning have been pushing that a little bit further off to the north. And as Matt likes to call it, it's snow eater. So the further north that goes, the less snow we're going to be getting, and the potential for more of a freezing rain situation than that mixed precipitation that we're going to be seeing. So let's continue to watch this. This model continues to push in. We're going to be seeing, again, this is an all-day event out here for your Saturday. You got any plans for Saturday? Keep them inside. Don't get out on the roadways if you don't have to, because this lingers all throughout Saturday. This has that warm layer a little bit further off to the north. Not all models have that, but a lot of them do this morning. If that was going to be happening, if this model is correct, most of us are going to get that mixed precipitation, that sleet and freezing rain, and then just plain rain further off to the south than that fluffy snow. That snow will sit further off to the north in places like Jonesboro, Arkansas, and then into the Missouri Boot Hill. So this is why we have been not, again, releasing necessary snow totals, ice totals, because models will go back and forth for how north this warm layer gets day to day. And the more high resolution data we get in here over the next 24 to 48 hours, the more we can place where this warm layer is going to be. And if we're going to get more of that ice accumulation to snow accumulation. So that's what it's looking like this morning. And that's going to continue to slide in all throughout your day on Saturday. We are pretty confident in the timing, though. This is going to be Friday into the afternoon and evening, all the way into your Sunday morning. So that's why we say make sure you know where you're going to be for your weekend. Our winter threat impacts do remain the same with that level 3, or at least the same as last night if you watched this last night. Level 3 confidence of accumulating snowfall possible and some accumulation of ice as well. Now, exact placement on this does remain the question. And if models are continuing to look like they were this morning, we might have to bump this up and bump this down, which is not what we like to see. This causes way more disruption in terms of travel and energy and a whole lot of other mess that we don't like to deal with. So again, those are things we're going to be watching over the next few days. Heaviest rainfall does look to the south, but that is creeping up. So that's another thing we might have to level up as well. Here's the two things that we're for sure on, though. Number one is travel impacts are probable. They are likely. So that's why we encourage you Friday, know where you're going to be once you get home from work, the kiddos get home from school. It's time to stay inside, okay? It's time to have what you need, stay inside, let this mess go through on your day on Saturday. And then also one thing that we're watching for that we don't want to breeze over is sub-freezing temperatures more than 3 days, over 72 hours of temperatures below freezing. That is dangerous cold, especially if we get more of this, more of ice, and then we see potential energy outages, power outages, things of that nature. That makes things immensely more dangerous. So that's something, again, that we don't want to breeze by as well. Here's a look at your weekend. Temperatures on Saturday and Sunday in the 20s, upper 20s. If you want to be a little bit more optimistic out there, but still cold out there for Saturday and Sunday. And we've continued to trend these numbers downward. So we started off our weekend, I think, in the 40s and 30s. We've continued to trend them into the 30s. Now they're in the 20s because models are continuing to trend these down and down. So now we're looking at high temperatures on Saturday and Sunday not getting out of the 20s. So very cold days. Again, wintry mix, likely and possible, especially throughout your Saturday and even into your early Sunday as well. And then cold conditions also stick around. Take a look at your temperature outlook further into your January. We're looking at well below average conditions through a good portion of the United States. Now you might ask, why are you saying that? Why does it matter how long cold conditions stick around? Because whatever falls this weekend is going to take a while to get rid of it. Take a look at your 7-day forecast. 50s today and tomorrow, 40s on your Saturday, and that's going to be dropping. That's when that wintry mix begins to shift in for the latter half of the day into your evening. 20s out there Saturday and Sunday. Take a look at Monday and Tuesday. Monday, we stay in the 20s. Tuesday, we barely get above freezing out there. And look at those overnights. 10, a low of 10 on your Monday morning. 6 single-digit temperatures on your Tuesday morning. So definitely very cold conditions that we don't want to breeze by. chilly ongoing conditions that's going to be hard to get rid of whatever the mess that falls on Saturday and Sunday. So again, we just don't want to breeze by the cold conditions that's going to be taking place after this event does happen. Hey, I just encourage you to keep checking up with the forecast though. As I said, we're going to continue to trend things and show you exactly what we think is going to be happening over the past few days we've been doing it. We're going to continue to do it over the next few days. As we go into this morning, we have a few more live broadcasts at 7 and 7:30. At 7, coming up in the next 10 minutes, we're going to go over what our Mississippi Live exclusive Snow Finder and Ice Finder is saying this morning. So if you want to see what those products are saying, I just showed you one model run in my thoughts at 6:30. We'll go over what our exactly the Ice Finder and the Snow Finder is saying with all of those model runs in mind this morning, coming up at 7 a.m. So I'll see you guys in the next 10 minutes.
At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.